Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your host, your boy, your one and only Galaxy, and I'm signing in to another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing in for Comic-Con Radio. Coverage of pop culture events from around the globe. Amazing interviews with celebrities. Daily recaps and reviews of popular television. The Walking Dead. Z Nation. Van Helsing. DC Titans. Flash. The Legends of Tomorrow. Black Lightning. American Horror Story. Green Arrow. Movie reviews. Everything Comic-Con and fandom from around the globe. Comic-Con Radio. Get ready to enter our universe. Let's go. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Comic-Con Radio. I love you guys. What's up? I missed you guys. I haven't spoken to you guys in a whole day. You know, I go through withdrawals, right? I go through withdrawals every day when I don't speak to you guys because I love you guys. You are amazing. That is the to DC Titans, one of my favorite shows on right now, and I cover a lot of shows, and I've been covering a lot of shows lately, ladies and gentlemen, because there's so many to cover. I love them all. There's a new show that we're starting to cover. It's Midnight Texas. That's right, Midnight Texas. We're covering it. It's amazing. It's stupendous. It's gorgeous. It's so crazy. Anyways, we're going to start releasing those in the next couple of days. It's Midnight Texas. I love it. My God, it's so cool. But today's show is Titans Season 1, Episode 3 recap by yours truly, Galaxy. Now, do you love me? Do you love me? Come on, be honest with me. Do you love me? Come on, tell me, please. Tell me if you love me. If you love me, raise your hand right now. If you love me, raise your hand. If you love me, raise your hand. If you love me, raise your hand. Okay, good. I see everybody's hands there raised. And you raised it while you were driving. Made you raise your hand. You're probably on the train, on the subway. Well, train and subway is the same thing. But on a horse, on a buggy, in a drone. Wherever you're at. Under, above, on top, below. Just go ahead and raise your hand and say, Galaxy, I pledge of allegiance. Say it. Come on. Say it, please. Say, Galaxy. Okay. Galaxy, I pledge of allegiance to Comic-Con Radio. And I swear on my whole life that I'm going to subscribe today. That's right. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, wherever else. We're in TuneIn. We're here. We're there. We're everywhere. Just subscribe. Stitcher. Oh my God, Overcast. We are everywhere, and you have to be there with us, right? We have to do this together. Together, forever, we're strong. Now remember, we're a fan first. Comic-Con Radio, we're fans of everything of this universe. And I always say universe, and people message me, what do you mean by universe, Galaxy? Well, I mean, like I said in the beginning, the DC universe, the Marvel universe, the AMC universe, the FX universe, the sci-fi universe, you know, any channel, any movie company, any toy manufacturer, anyone that has a brand, we call it part of our universe because they're uniting people through their fun, through their comic books, their movies, their TV shows, their toys, their games, whatever it is, as long as we're uniting, that's all it counts, right? Right. So, like always, I have to say this. You can call us toll free. I want to let you guys know it's 1-800-976-0305. Give us a call. Leave us a voicemail on our bougie line, right? We made it look like, actually, our line sounds like a 1980s, recorder. We did that on purpose. We thought it was fun. We're going to change that. A lot of people think it's funny. A lot are like, hey, that sounds like the 1980s recorder that my parents had in their home. We did it as a joke. So, yeah. So call us 1-800-976-0305. It's just a recording we laugh like, please leave your message after the tone. Or you can go to comiccon-radio.com. And when I say dash, I don't mean underscore, I mean hyphen. All right? That's your English lesson for today. No underscore. It's a hyphen. Hyphen is a hyphen. Hyphen's a dash. comiccon-radio.com. Or you got to go on social media. Yeah, go to social media. It's Comic-Con Radio on social media. We have the Twitter, we have the Instagram, we have the Facebook, and we have the YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube. What is a YouTube? If you know what YouTube is, let me know. All right? So we're everywhere. So this show is Titans. It's season 1, episode 3. Yeah. The DC platform has some amazing shows, right? If you haven't signed up for the DC platform, please go ahead, do so. And, DC Titans is on Fun Fridays. And Fun Fridays, what I mean by that is DC Titans, Z Nation, Van Helsing, and Midnight Texas. 4 amazing shows in one night. That means we do 4 amazing shows. So much work for me, but you're worth it. And also, we have some bonus footages, some bonus shows that we're going to be releasing soon, and I'll tell you how to get those because they're like interviews and amazing stuff. And oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. People tell me when I speak, they like the tone of my voice. I don't know. Do you? I don't know. I just speak. I'm not trying to make it a certain way. And the things I say, people have said, oh, the things you say are crazy. Do you script it? No. No, it's not scripted. I had to clear my voice. I had to do something crazy. So you're now like, hey, he's clearing his voice. I do it because I have to. Sorry. But no, it's not scripted. It's not. It's not scripted at all. I just say whatever comes out of my head. Somebody asked me last week, he was like, you're so on point on these episodes and everything you cover. Like, do you write it down while you're watching things? No. I just watch the episode and I love it so much that it's all goes in the noggin. It goes in the noggins and it comes out to you. Very good and very smooth things there. Okay, so what about the Titans? Crazy, right? Last week's episode, it was a Hawk and Dove. Dove gets thrown off the roof. Hawk gets pimp slapped. Brandon Thwaites gets shoved off. He holds on by one arm and he gets up. Brandon Thwaites, Dick Grayson. And Tegan Croft gets kidnapped. And that's kidnapped is the right word because she's a kid and she got nabbed, right? Kidnapped. Anyways, so and she got taken by the nuclear family. That crazy partridge-looking family that's still stuck in the 50s, but they got some crazy powers because they shot themselves with those syringes, and they went cuckoo or whatever those syringes were, unleashed the craziness, right? So all that stuff's going on. Everything is going berserk right now. Where do we go from here? Everybody's like, oh my God. Tegan Croft or Rachel Roth, she's a powerful being. Some say she's more powerful than Starfire. Anna Diop, what a beautiful gal. Such a great role for Starfire. Beautifully selected by the DC. Beautifully selected. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the team at DC for picking Anna Diop or Diop. But she's a beautiful. So the nuclear family, they're kind of happy, right? Because they completed their mission. Well, they're actually not they are happy. But, they don't know that the alien mega supermodel is behind them, right? Starfire is right behind them. And, the first episode showed her in Vienna, right? And all that crazy stuff was going on, in the pilot. But Starfire tracked Rachel to her home. And Rachel lived in Traverse City. And she discovered there was a crime scene at the house, right? But you know what? Starfire, she's an alien. She doesn't care. Even if she wasn't an alien, she don't care. She'd just walk right in. It didn't stop her. She like went inside and she started looking around to see clues of where she can find, Raven. And she saw a photo. Now, if you saw that photo, right, in the front, there was some nuns. It was her supposedly mom holding Rachel. And on the back, it said St. Paul's. Now, anybody else in this world would be like, okay, that's at St. Paul's Church. That's, whatever, a clue. The front there's nuns, duh. But, they got to make it a show out of it, right? They got to make it a show. They got to make it a show, and then a show doesn't make it a right. And then you make it a pizza, and you eat the pizza, and you toss the pizza. You remember that commercial in the 80s when they were promoting string cheese? String cheese just started getting popular, and there was a brand called Polly-O string cheese, right? And Polly-O was like a parrot. And it was a scene in a pizzeria, and there was these two dudes, and they were making pizza, but they had that DiGiorno moment where like nobody wanted the sauce in the pizza or the dough. They just wanted the cheese. And the guy's looking at him. He's like, you want a pizza with nothing? You want a pizza with nothing? Yeah, I want a pizza with nothing. I want your cheese. Give me that cheese. Yum, yum, yum. Anyways, that's how string cheese got popular. But they were using that stuff. I don't know where that came from. Does it belong with this show? Does it not? Nah, I just had to say that story, but I still remember that. And every time I see cheese at the supermarket, I'm like, you want a pizza with nothing? Here's some cheese. Eat it. Yummy. Anyways, Starfire's in Rachel's room, right? And she finds the photo, and she finds a path to get her because she needs it. Now, that photo wasn't just out there. It was like hidden in a compartment in Rachel's room, little area, because she hid it from everybody, right? First of all, Rachel, she got that demon in her, so she got that like gothic feeling. Second, she feels all alone and empty. She knows what's up. Third, she knows, like I said, there's a demon in her all the time. When she looks in the reflection, it's like, go kill him, eat him, shoot, punch. And fourth of all, she's a teenager. So, teenagers got stuff hidden all over. It's like a treasure trove when you go to a teenager's room. You're like, oh, gum, soda, knife, what has happened? What is going on? That is a knife. You must not use the knife. You must use the bubble gum. Bubble gum is better than knife. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, uncle, for your tone. I will remember it forever. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so she finds the picture in her secret little teenager compartment, and she's on her way, right? It's on. That's about it. And it goes to the scene where the family, the nuclear family, is parked at a rest stop, right? And Starfire comes out because she needs to get Rachel. Now, who's in the toilet? Somebody's hiding there. So Starfire pulls up, sees the dad, because I think the mom and the kids went to get stuff, or I don't know where they went, but they went to get something. And all of a sudden, you see that Starfire look, what we're used to. She just like opens her mouth, her hair color turns, and she turns, and all of a sudden, boom, zaps the dad. And the dad burns. Yeah, he burns. She burns him to a crisp, like Krispy Kreme times 1,000. Well, Krispy Kreme's actually good. It's a donut. Let's say crispy ashes, like that. Fire ashes, crispy, like a burnt toast that's been toasted 25 times, like that. And tells Rachel to join her. Now, anybody else in that situation would be like, you just kill somebody with your special powers, but not Rachel. She's like, okay, I feel good. Let me go with you. Plus, she's pretty. She's like, this beautiful thing's going to take me. So Rachel joins her, and she introduces herself as Kory Anders. Now, that's a cute name, right? Kory Anders, like coriander. Coriander, you guys know what that is. It's a spice. Duh. And she asks Rachel, do you know me? And Rachel's like, no, I don't. And she's disappointed. Starfire is disappointed. Rachel knows nothing about her because Starfire knows nothing about herself. She still has no memories of her life. She basically just like zonked back, in her mind because, she's not from here. So we don't know where she's from. Okay, we know where she's from the comic books, but the TV shows are always different. So we have to go along. Duh, we don't know what's going on. We don't know where she's from. We don't know what's up with this, what's up with that, blah, blah, blah. But nobody knows who Starfire is, not even Rachel. But Starfire feels that she has to protect Rachel and she has to take her in and she has to take her with her. And they decide to head towards St. Paul's. And they're in hopes of uncovering more information about herself. So Starfire wants to know about herself. She wants to know more about Rachel. Rachel wants to know more about herself because that picture showed where she was born. Her mom was there. And you know what's up with St. Vincent's, right? Or sorry, St. Paul's. I said St. Vincent. There's actually a church called St. Paul Vincent's III Shmalungi. Anyways, St. Vincent's is over here in New York, but it's St. Paul's. And it's funny because they bond. Now, Rachel, she's a cool teenager. Have you noticed? Everywhere she goes, she bonds with everyone that's nice to her. I think she's had such a tough life. And I know her fake mom was great to her, but she's going through a lot. And I think she's happy now that she sees there's other people like her. There's other people that have powers, have situations, have the same things going on as her, but they're coping with it, they're dealing with it, and they're living life. So I think she's really connecting with everyone, and she connects with Kory Anders really well. And have you noticed how Kory Anders has that stern, like, go here, do that, get out now, like, she knows what's up. She means business. There is no kind of like, hey, baby, can you go for a second? She's like, go now. And none of them or neither of them understand the powers within them, right? Rachel feels darkness inside, but Starfire sees light. And it was that one situation in the car where they're both talking about it. And Rachel's like, I feel darkness. And she's like, I feel lightness, together at the same time. So maybe those two together can balance themselves out. Duh, Titans. But anyways, they balance each other out. And they're going to balance each other throughout the whole series. And this series is a long time coming. This is an amazing series. It's by Warner Brothers, DC brand, DC Universe. They're not going to quit on this show because they got some other great shows coming. They have the Swamp Thing. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, we're going to have more info on that. We actually released initially the Swamp Thing and who they booked or who they picked at their initial character. And we have it all over social media. And we did this months ago. And everybody was excited about it. And we're going to be covering the Swamp Thing as well, religiously, because we love it. It's going to be an amazing show. It's going to be different. And by the looks of it, of how the production is for the Titans, the Swamp Thing, or any other show that they do is going to be amazing. The quality, the look, the feel, and everything about it. And I love the music selection in this episode. Oh my God. I loved every song, every moment of it. I loved how they would play parts of the song low in the car, and then when they go through that crazy fight situation, it like goes louder. I love the music selection in this episode and every episode. It's really cool. It gets me excited. I want to jump up. I'm in my underwear jumping up. Yes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm in my pants. Not. I'm in my underwear watching the show. Come on, DC Titans, get on. I'm watching it, eating a bagel. How do you know if I'm not in my underwear right now? I'm in my undies right now recording this at the studio. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So they go through that light darkness situation and they stop at a diner so Rachel can eat. And Rachel's a teenage girl, right? Snacking, fries, milkshakes, chips, candy. She's constantly eating. Plus, she's eating for two. She ain't pregnant, but she got a demon in her. And that demon's probably hungry. It's like, go get me some French fries now. Go get me a milkshake now. Do it. Anyway, so they stop. And, they're about to order. And a group of dudes come in. And they're harassing the waitress. They want beer. And the guy's like, it's too early in the morning, Bob. You don't drink beer this time in the morning. Come on. And they're like, get me the beer now. And one of the guys grabs the waitress you like it? What a creep, right? What a creepy dude. Come on, octopus hands, lay off of her. Don't touch the merchandise. You're not welcome. That's what she said. No, she didn't say that. I said that. I said, don't touch her at all. If you do, I'm going to get you. And, Starfire is like, what's up? You touching the lady, right? You touching her? And Starfire is like, we're in a hurry. Can you take our order? And the guy's like, why don't you wait your turn? It's that typical scene in a TV show or movie when the bad dudes come in and they're causing trouble, touching the waitress and stuff. And then the hero is sitting and hey, what are you doing? And then it goes into lovely. The music was dope. And it started. And what happened? Right? What happened? Tell me. Starfire looks at Rachel and is like, go to the car. Right? And Rachel sees that there's, thugs there and basically knows that she can help. But it's not about that. She's so overprotective of Rachel that she's like, go to the car now. And she said it 3 times. Go to the car now. That's what she said, just like that. And Rachel got up, went to the car, and Starfire went cuckoo. She broke their arms, kicked them and hit them. Now, she didn't throw them out the window. That would have been a typical scene, typical a typical scene from a show. But she whooped their boots and that was funny. And she was walking out, and the waitress lady was like, here you go, on me, thank you. But who's going to deal with those people after they leave? Either they're broken or the cops are going to come and take them. But they were so happy. And she sat in the car, and Rachel was like, here, the meal's on the house. And then Rachel tells her, hey, you are a badass chick. Badass. And despite everything, it was an awesome scene, right? Some say it was a scene of female solidarity, girl power, and all that. And then all of a sudden, Bonnie M comes on. Yeah, that song was dope. Bonnie M, girl power, all that stuff, amazing. She came and helped. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying become a vigilante or whatever, but if you see people in trouble, try to help them. Don't get into fights. Don't get your ass kicked, your arse kicked, because you don't want that to happen, right? Try to help people in life. I do. If I see things out in this world, I try to help as much as I can. You don't want to get into fights. You don't want to do that kind of stuff, but, try to help. And this is a great point. Women stood up for each other. They helped each other. And then they played the track of Bonnie M. That's it. And she had all these crazy powers. She could have killed everybody in there, but she didn't. She just gave them a good old knuckle sandwich, and it worked. They were hungry, right? So she gave them a knuckle sandwich. And it was really cool. It was very, very cool. And meanwhile, Dick Grayson leaves Dawn, right? because Dawn's in the hospital, right? She's in coma. And, Hank is sitting there looking at him like, what the effers are you here? It's all your fault. You drew those people here. Like, yeah, they're probably going to get their ass kicked at that, gun robbery they were going to do. And yeah, Robin saved them and all that, but they're used to that. But you know what? He brought, Rachel there, and he came there. And those crazy ass nuclear family followed and like threw her off the roof, and she's in a coma. And, Dick says to Hank, take care of her. What's up? Yeah, but everything was fine. And, Hank doesn't have a scratch on him there. So I don't know if he's healing better or all those medications he's taken and all that stuff. He was hurt badly in his shoulder and he was beat up, but it's all good. Maybe these superheroes, they heal fast or whatever, or maybe he's not showing it because that dude, Alan Ritchson, looks like a superhero already, right? He has that look and everything. I liked him in Blood Drive, and he's cool on this show as well. So we'll see how that goes, but it's kind of sad, right? And, Robin or Dick Grayson's like, take care of her. And he's like, duh, dude, that's my girl. You just got here. You haven't been around for 4 years, man. And he looks at Dawn, right? And then a flashback. And this flashback is one of many. And, the name of the show is called Origins. So now we're kind of seeing the origins of Robin, right? And it shows his life starting at Wayne Manor. And it shows how everything began. You look at a young Dick around the manor. He's like completely emotionless and later acts out. He jumps off the roof, out of the window, and he jumps on that tree and does all those acrobatic skills. But every time you've noticed Bruce Wayne's like watching, like he knows what's up. He's seeing what's up. And there's that scene where he takes Bruce's car and he drives off. And it's that same Porsche that he's driving today. So basically he picked that car out since he was a kid. It's kind of crazy. And it's such a Batman Forever situation, right? But, it's called Robin Forever maybe in this point. And that's his origin, right? It just shows him after he lost. And it shows like them filling his closet with all those clothes and everything. Like giving him everything. What a lucky kid. Yeah, I apologize. I'm sorry you lost your parents. They got murdered, killed. It's sad. It's sad. But you know what? Bruce lost his parents too, and he witnessed the murder, right? He was there. His parents got murdered. So he felt emotion for Robin. He felt that because his parents got murdered. But you know what? Bruce Wayne had billions of dollars, a butler, all sorts of things at his fingertips. But this kid, Dick Grayson, didn't have anything. He was a broke kid. I don't know if he had money or not. His parents were circus acrobatics, actors. So I don't know if they make a lot of money or not. We don't know that, right? Maybe now with America's Got Talent, you have a chance of winning $1 million, but I don't know. Maybe it was just a life of going on the road on tour and just making life happen, right? You do those things because you love it. You're an acrobatist. You do those things in a circus because of love. I don't know if it's for the payout. I don't know. I don't know. We have to look into that and see what's up. But, so Bruce Wayne feels for him. And Bruce Wayne fills up his room with clothes and every necessity. And, Dick Grayson, I don't know if he appreciated it. He's young, right? Kids, you don't know what they're thinking in their head. They could be so happy, but outside they don't show it. Or they could be so sad, but outside they don't show it. So we don't know. But it does show that scene out the window, jumping, doing those acrobats, which he did a pretty good acrobatic scene, right? So that's, I think, when Batman's like, I can train this kid, right? Because he has that essentials of doing the things that I do. And, Batman learned with the League of Assassins and all that stuff. So that's a big deal to know that, Batman took in Robin, or Dick Grayson made him Robin and put him under his wing because he had to have some kind of foundation. If, Dick didn't have a foundation, then you can't work with anything if it's not in place, right? And you see the interactions of young Dick with the social worker, right? And the conversations he had with all that. And it's a little different, right, from the comics. But you know what? It's a TV show. We just have to go with it, right? And it kind of proves a point that there's a difference between the two. And that's okay. Like I always say, it's okay. But then he realizes that, or he's told that his parents' death wasn't an accident, right? And there's these two people now living together, both orphaned at a young age. And Dick's only desire is to kill those responsible for his parents' murder, right? And Batman wanted to do that, right? Bruce Wayne wanted to do that, right? And he still does, I'm guessing where he's at right now. So that's a bond the two characters have, right? That's a bond because they're feeling the same way. They have the same kind of pain. They've been through the same thing. Yeah, one's a billionaire, one's not, but that's their bond. And that's what allowed, them to be the Titans, right? And that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And Bruce inviting Dick to become his sidekick as Robin is big time, right? He could have invited anybody. He could have took any kid in because, he always gives charity to the orphanages and does all sorts of things, right? And that's crazy. But I don't know if we're going to see Batman in this series because all we saw is a shadow of a person that looked like Bruce Wayne, right? Fit the bill, the height, the look, that stuff. I know in Supergirl, they introduced Superman, right? I think in one of the seasons. I follow Supergirl, but, here and there. But I think we should follow it more. A lot of our fans ask us to. But I'm thinking maybe not. They might have Batman come in the second season. Maybe. Or third season. Or whatever. Or they might not. They might just keep Batman as a shadowy figure and keep him out of this. This story's not about that. It's about these set of characters, right? And, there's so much with the Titans, right? Just by themselves, there's just so much things going on. There's so much going on, right? And getting back to the show, Dick, he's a detective in Detroit PD, and one of the detectives, Jessica Perez, right? She calls Dick to inform him that a woman was caught on camera leaving with Rachel at the gas station, right? So they caught it and they showed it to him, and Dick goes to that gas station and he brings up the camera footage and he sees it for himself, right? Because he comes through there while everybody's there, and then he downloads it in special Wayne Technologies tech, right? All that cool stuff he has. I haven't seen an external drive like that. That's hella cool. Did I say hella? Galaxy? What did I tell you about saying hella? Don't say hella. Okay. So he has that Wayne Enterprises tech, and he downloads the footage to see it in his car, right? Because his car is amazing. He has that briefcase. And now, did you see the scene with the briefcase? He does the retina scan too and the thumb scan because he's like, nobody's breaking in my stuff anymore, my tech. And he saw, but he didn't see all of it. He just saw Starfire, zappity bappity, and then gone. And he sees the license plate, right? He sees the license plate, and that's how he's able to find her, right? Duh, he has that access. And even if he wasn't a cop, he would have access because this is Batman, this is Titans, this is Robin, right? But you know what's so sad? She also tells him about the death of his partner, Amy. And that character is played by Lindsay Garth. And Lindsay Garth is a great gal. She is one of our social media pals. And, she likes our stuff sometimes. And it's sad to see her go, after an episode or two. But it was so sad. She was beaten to death. So that nuclear family is crazy. And that's good. Starfire burnt their ass to a crisp, or the dad at least, because they're crazy. And they killed her. And Dick follows Starfire and Rachel using his bird tablet, right? And it's crazy. And, you know, him knowing the license plate leads him to wherever he has to go. But doesn't he look frustrated? Right? He's frustrated because he is getting away from Batman. He's trying to be himself. He's trying to get away from the shadow of Batman. But he has to use everything Batman. He has to use Batman's money, Batman's Porsche that he gave him, Batman technology. Isn't that crazy? Everything Batman has to be used. Everything. Now, when Starfire and Rachel get to St. Paul's, the nun at St. Paul's recognized Starfire from a year ago because she came there looking for Rachel back then. Right? So there must be something going on. And I'll explain as this episode goes, because, you know, there's a lot going on, right? And Starfire didn't explain much to her because she asked her, did I say anything? Did I do this? Did I do that? But you know what? The nun is so happy and delighted to have Rachel back. And she and the mother stayed there, I think, at the convent for a while. And the only thing Rachel believes she recalls from that time is painting of a virgin, right? The Virgin Mary. It's that painting. That's the only thing she recalls. And it's crazy because the nun asks Rachel if she sees a figure emerging from the glow. A man, perhaps. What is she getting at? She's hinting, right, that Rachel has a power, and maybe that painting is a sign or a portal that shows somebody coming out. So to me, I would have been like, freaky. What's going on? You want me to look at a painting and see if someone's going to come out of a painting? From the back shadows of a painting? Are you crazy, lady? I wouldn't stay there if someone told me that. I'd be like, I don't know. I might have something in me, but you crazy, lady. Right? And no, it doesn't. And Starfire asked a nun about Rachel's mom, Melissa. And she says she was protecting her. And they were there at the convent first, a long time ago. And the nun explained that they were running from Rachel's father. Now, who her father is, we don't know because, you know, that's not her real mom, right? It was her caretaker or whoever, right? And Melissa felt that they were in danger. And then the father was a big danger to them. So God knows who the father is, right? It could be something demonic. It could be these people from these like cults. It could be whatever, whoever. And she said she was very, convincing. And she had strangle marks on her neck when she showed up. So, of course, the nuns are going to help her, right? It's a safe place. It's a safe zone. Look, they protected Daredevil during his time of need. They're just there for you to help you, right? And it made me remember episode 1 when Melissa convinced that she wasn't actually Rachel's mother. So who is Rachel's mother? Who's her birth mother? Who's her father? And why the hell does this nun want her to look at the painting and see who's creeping out of it? Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you. And it's crazy. Now, the remaining members of Nuclear Family at this point head to Chicago to report their failure, right? To this guy named Dr. Adamson, right? And it's crazy. He's the one that activated them in the second episode. So that was his voice on the phone. Remember, you are activated. And he seems frustrated, right? He seems frustrated. And that they lost Rachel. And did you see when they came in, the lady told the two teens or whatever they are, hey, you want some candy? I think those candies are like poison or something to like annihilate them. It's crazy. And he explains why the girl is so important. And without her welcome, Rachel's father cannot enter this realm and fulfill his promise to scrub humanity clean of its pain in oppression. Isn't that crazy? But the nuclear family doesn't want to die because he was ready to kill them. He's like, okay, you ready? And then all of a sudden, the sis saves the family from extermination by being inquisitive. She asked the question. She showed this, and she basically explained that they can help. And Dr. Adamson said, I'm going to give you guys another chance. And even offers them a new dad. He's like, would you like a new dad? And they look at each other like, oh, yes, of course I would like a new dad. Crazy ass people. Who's this dad going to be? And now we know who Rachel's father is. Rachel's father is from another realm that needs to be invited by Rachel. Rachel holds the key to inviting her father that's going to come and cause havoc. Man, that's crazy. And another amazing song goes on, right? It's so cool. Starfire scenes are amazing. It's like her outfit, her clothing, her look is like cool. And then every time she's like in action or doing something, some cool 80s track goes on. It's amazing. I love it. Right? And they go to the go to his skating club. And because the nun said, yeah, you have a, what is those things called? A storage, right? And here's the key. So they go there, and there's a skating ring across the street, and she tells Rachel, hey, go in there. And Rachel, like, you got money? And she gives her a $100 bill. She's like, this is the smallest I got. And she takes it, and she opens up the locker, right? Well, actually, before that, she goes to the skating rink, opens up the locker, finds the key to the storage there, and then goes to the storage. Sorry, I'm getting too ahead of myself. I'm too excited. I get so excited. I love the DC Titans. Remember, fans first. So, yeah, and basically, Rachel stays back, and she starts playing, games and eating and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, as Rachel's playing arcade games, guess who sneaks up behind her? And I think this is not like a coincidence, right? Garfield Logan sneaks up behind her. Logan, right? Played by Ryan Potter, right? Young ladies, Ryan Potter, for you ladies out there. And he shows up, and he shows interest in interacting with her, and gives her some tips on how to win and let's play. And I like your hair. She says, I like your hair back. Kind of awkward teen scene type of thing. But I don't know if that's, a setup. And, in the comics, Garfield and Rachel are around the same age, and, so he's a teenage boy hitting on a girl. And Rachel's a teenage girl. So we don't know. And here he looks a lot older. Right, he's supposed to portray a teenager, but he looks older than that. But you know what? Starfire goes, and she opens up the storage, and there's a whole bunch of stuff there. It's crazy. And at that same point, Dick arrives at the rink, and he pulls her away. He says, come over here, because Gar's there. They're playing arcade games. And at that point, you see the whole Titan teams together. They're there. The Titan team. They're together, right? Right? Logan, Starfire, Rachel, Dick, all together. Crazy. It was brief, but it was cool. And then Dick confronts Starfire about kidnapping Rachel. And, he refuses to back down. And Rachel's soul lashed out. She does that creepy soul thing every time she's under stress or doesn't want to see her loved ones argue. And, Starfire, Dick, and Rachel leave for the convent without Gar. Right? It's crazy. And he's staring like, hey, can I go with you guys? There's something going on. Right? There's something going on. But they're slowly bringing in Logan in these episodes. Not just a lot, but slowly. It's done on purpose. Slowly but surely, Logan will start being more and more part of everything. Wink, wink. And, Dick is upset, and he's saying, listen, don't trust anybody. you got to control your powers. And he's trying to give a pep talk, but it's more of like a jerky pep talk. And she's mad at him, right? She's still mad at him for trying to leave her, right? That hasn't finished because she got kidnapped off the roof. So their conversation didn't finish, right? They were conversating. They were talking with each other when all that stuff happened, right? This is not over. This conversation's not over. She was taken while everybody was in the heat of stuff, right? When Dove got thrown off the roof. So it's crazy times. And they get to the convent and, Rachel runs in because she wants to be alone. And all of a sudden, you see Starfire, stealing Dick's Porsche. And he's so upset about it. He's really upset, and she runs off. But you know what? Dick chases her in her car, or that car she took, right? The car with the cool beats. And they leave her in the convent alone. Now, that's not a good thing because there's some suspicion there, right? And that's when the nun takes the opportunity to drug Rachel. And then they take her to some crazy room in the basement, apparently for her protection, right? It's crazy. But that plan backfires because Rachel's soul self appears in the mirror and asks her to let me in. What the hell is that? It asks her to let it in. Now, is that her dad saying that? Is the soul saying, let me in, or what's up? And that's crazy because the soul has such an erratic nature. Yeah, it's protected her from imminent danger, but has never behaved like this, right? It's crazy. And at the same time, Starfire locates the warehouse, which she has the key, and there's a cassette tape. There's a cassette tape of her voice from like November 2017 detailing her investigation of Rachel in a Russian trafficking ring and all this crazy stuff, and the walls plastered with photos of Rachel and some papers with alien writing. But Starfire, she can read the writing, but she doesn't know what it means, right? It's crazy. And there's a sunbed in there. There's a sunbed, so that must be for her, right? And we have to know what the significance of that is. And at the same time, Dick arrives at the warehouse, and they try and dissect all the information Starfire has found. She doesn't remember anything. She doesn't remember what she wrote, where she came from, why she's following Rachel. She just has these feelings. And they try to dissect it, right? It's crazy. And the raven is so significant in this case. There's like drawings of it, right? And it's a nutsy situation. And then Starfire concludes that Rachel is part of a prophecy. She's a destroyer of worlds. Whoa. She's a destroyer of worlds? That little teenager? And she's part of the Titans, so they lucked out. But before they continue their conversation, a huge explosion happens, right? You remember at the convent? It's like blown up, and Rachel runs out. You can't hold her in. She got a demon inside of her. You could maybe make her fall asleep with a shot or whatever, but her demon's wide awake because that stuff doesn't work on it, right? And you see this going crazy, and Starfire turns to Dick and she says, "This is on you, buddy. Why did you leave her alone there?" And now we don't know what's going on. We don't know if the demon took over, her father came out, what craziness is happening. You see the convent blowing up in half, and there's a big, huge hole in the wall, and Rachel's running through the forest like a crazy girl. And Starfire is like all upset because she has to get Rachel, and Dick needs to find her. And Logan is like, they left me here. He's that dude everybody leaves behind all the time. They're like, nah, you can't go with us, dude. But anyways, it was a crazy episode. I loved it. I hope I was as detailed as possible. You know what else I hope, ladies and gentlemen? I hope when I share these stories and recaps and reviews of these episodes, you can feel that you're there. I like being as detailed as possible. Sometimes I jump around and I go from here and there because there's so much data in my mind, so much knowledge. Remember, I'm not reading a script. I don't read a script. I don't read from notes. I just read from memory, right? And I like to explain the story. I'm a writer, and I like to write the story in my mind, and I like to be as detailed as possible. Sometimes I might jump ahead, sometimes very far ahead, but it's okay, right? Because it's all good. It's all for you. And if I do jump around and I try to go back and explain that situation, and some of my craziness comes out, but it's all good because that's the Galaxy way, right? And I love you guys, and I thank you for loving me. And like I mentioned earlier in the show, please subscribe to Comic-Con Radio. That's Comic Space Con Space Radio, Comic-Con Radio, on iTunes, Spotify, on Google Play, wherever you see fit. We appreciate the support. We love you so much. Go to our website, comiccon-radio.com, on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere for you guys. And I appreciate you tuning in. And like I said earlier, or at the ending of this episode, I try my best. I really want to be informative as possible. And, I'm a one-man show, just on the airwaves with you, ladies and gentlemen. And I love you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, like I said, we have people on our team that does different things like artwork and our web stuff and stuff like that. But as far as the listeners, it's just Galaxy right here and you guys and gals out there. Just together. We're one-on-one. And remember, every time you listen to an episode, it's just me and you, one-on-one. Nobody else. You're the only one that matters, okay? You're the only one that matters, and I love you guys for that. And thank you for supporting the show. Thank you very much for everything. Please stay tuned. The name of the book, it's coming out, my book, right? Written by Galaxy. And also so many other cool stuff. We're coming out with merchandise and our events coming up and so many other things. And remember, 1 million strong. We have to get to 1 million listeners. So please share this. Tell your friends and pals. Tell your family members. Please share. Let's do this together. And like I said, look out. Next episode's coming up at Z Nation, right? And Van Helsing. Please support Van Helsing and Z Nation. Please watch the shows live. Get their ratings up, because if their ratings are not up, they won't be signed for another season. And if they don't get signed for another season, that means we're out of 2 shows here on this network. And that means that we can't share, the love and joy of Z Nation and Van Helsing. So let's support the 2 shows. They're on the Sci-Fi Network. Let's support them. Let's show our love to them. Let's be part of them, and let's watch it live. And if you can't watch it live, turn on your TV, go do whatever you got to do, leave, or tell your friends and family to turn their TVs on so they can get the ratings, because ratings don't care if someone's sitting in front of it. Duh. And also Midnight Texas. Look out for that. And this weekend, we have The Walking Dead. So much going on. Love you guys. We have some movie reviews coming up, and also we have some special episodes coming up. You know what I'm saying? Some special episodes. I'll let you guys know and gals know how to get those. Alrighty? They're so cool. They're ultra shui. If you watch The Flash, you know what shui means, right? So Trey shui. Yuppity yuppity. Anyways, I love you guys. Remember, I'm always here for you. Give me a call, leave me a voicemail. Whatever you got to do, let's do it. And let's do it together. Please, let's make our universe amazing. Together, we can make our universe number 1, right? This is who? Your boy Galaxy. Love you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your host, Galaxy. Actually, this is your boy, Galaxy. Signing out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Love all of you. Mwah. Till next time. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Tune in for your daily shows of Comic-Con Radio. Go to comiccon-radio.com. Reach us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Comic-Con Radio. You can call us toll-free right now. 800-976-0305. 800-976-0305. Comic-Con Radio, taking the world 1 listener at a time.